Hi everyone, my name is Alfredo from Alfredo's Auto Glass. Today I'm going to be working on a 2010 Toyota Tundra, and I want to show you my technique of how I replace the windshield and the tools that I use. I'm going to be using the single cut system, and I'm also going to be using the Rolladeck. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I want to thank you in advance for taking the time to watch my video, and if you like it, please thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you. So first I'm going to start by removing the windshield wipers. So you can see I already put the dash the fender covers and the seat cover. And yes, I forgot to put my dash covers. Very important for those dash covers, and especially the plastic one. So I'm going to start by removing the windshield wipers. It's a 14 millimeter. I think today there's quite a few background noise on my background. I just thought I'll do it since I have the time, and there's a little bit more light here outside in the field. To remove the bottom cowling, there's two plastic screws here at the end. They're fairly easy to remove. Just put your finger on one end, slowly unscrew it. Same thing on this side. Just, if you don't hold it with your finger, just keep on spinning. Now to remove the bottom, this one is definitely tighter than regular Toyotas. I use a plastic so that I don't scratch the vehicle. Like I said, this one is a little bit more difficult than usual. So what I do, I go on the bottom and I feel exactly where it is. And then I push in. There you go. It wasn't that easy. This is probably the Toyota that takes the longest for me to remove the bottom cowling. So what I was doing, I was going with my tool right here, pushing the clip so that it'll pop out. This windshield is heated. Right here, it's a heated wiper part, it's called. There's these little fine lines on the bottom. They're kind of difficult to see when it's right in the line of the light, then you can see it. So I remove the rear view mirror and the side moldings. This little flathead screwdriver is what I use. It's recommended to leave it like this. It's better to, I mean, it's not that heavy, so leave it hanging will not damage it. And I want to show you how close the body line is to the roof. I mean the glass, how close it is to the roof. You don't have a lot of space to work with. So that was pretty easy to remove. So on the top, on the two sides, it's really easy to cut it out. If you have enough space and you think you have space, then right here, if I start and I see that the blade is too close, I'm trying to go right above the clip. Just did. Okay. Okay, so pretty much the two sides and the top is already cut out, but you still have the bottom. A lot of people use a pipe knife. I don't like it because you have to be pushing with your head. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to be using a fiber line cutout system. But as you can see that I already cut the bottom of the glass out. So this is enough to go on the bottom and come back. So I'm going to show you a little trick on how I'm going to do it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the fiber line out through here. Enough to go around. Gotta put it under the cable, and I'm gonna use the cable right here to hold it in place on that corner. So now keeping it right in underneath, so that's enough space to put it back on the inside. So now I'm gonna grab the other little suction cup. Place this one here. Okay, so now go really smooth. Once it starts cutting, okay, so now that I cut like at least to half, now bring it over here, move this over, make sure it's sectioned correctly. You can see how I started pulling this other end. So now that's done. I didn't have to be pushing it with my head or anything. So now I'm gonna set this one. I'm gonna get it ready to set up my tool. Okay, so now I'm setting it up to where I want it to be, lined up. Same thing on this side. So pretty much lift it up to where I wanted it to be, right there. That's where the old molding was, the glass, that's where it was sitting last time. So I wanted to be able to get the exact same thing. Rolladeck. When I do a Toyota, I always remember to be red. Red is the one that I use on most Toyotas. And then the wheels, the way they're set up, I guess this is the most common way. That's the way I'm gonna leave them. Okay, I'm going to use the nut from the windshield wipers. I'm going to tie it down in place. Now I lift up the glass. As you can see, I don't have a lot to grab it with, so that means this one, I'm gonna flip it around. Now that should give me a better positioning of the tool. So now that I have it positioned correctly, tie it down. So it's tied down correctly. When you're closing the hood, always remember to make sure that nothing's grabbing it. Just making sure that the top didn't slip. So remove the tape. I'm going to position to where I'm gonna set up to set the windshield. Okay, so go ahead and just slide it through. It's like if you were picking up the glass from a glass rack. I mean, at least that's what it feels like to me. You can see a nice clean cut out on the bottom, and pretty quick too. Now time to prep up here. Just a little bit of dirt right there, so I'm going to blow some of that dirt off. And then clean. I'm gonna clean up here right behind it, because I'm gonna be trimming down the urethane. I don't want that dirt to get into the bonding surface. Same thing on this side. As you can see that I didn't use the fiber line to cut the whole glass out. I mean, there was really no need, because this one slides out, I mean cuts out really easy. I'm gonna cut the urethane off the body. I'm gonna use my BTB tool scraper. You can see how useful this tool is. Scratch free. Later on I'm going to do a video on how to sharpen your BTV tool. Hopefully it's helpful to you. Yay, so far not one scratch. That's a big plus. That's always my goal, to remove the entire urethane, of course, in the glass without creating not one scratch. The trick is right here sometimes at the turns, because of that Bondo putty. Sometimes even if you don't want to, it comes off with the urethane. So that was a super clean cutout. Now it's time to prep my glass. I'm going to use Beta Braid F1. Okay, so start on the top. All the way around. Start over here. On this one, the urethane is a little bit higher. It's not on the bottom, so you got to go look at all that dirtiness. I always clean it just to remove whatever was left over from the beta braid. Then clean the glass for the last time. One last time. Okay, now that it's super clean, I'm going to apply my glass primer. I like to start here on the bottom. I really like this primer. I mean, the way the little stick is very, very useful. Okay, so this is where I ended. Show you a little trick that I do on these side moldings. I use 101B T from Gold Glass Group. This molding, I'm going to start here on the top, so it goes the other way around. But I want to show you something that I do on this one. I cut a little, maybe 5/16 here. See how I have a little space? Well, that's gonna give me enough space to put this little corner right there. I really like this molding because it has butyl tape, and I get to set the windshield with the molding on. So I guess to me that's a big advantage. I had already pre-cut the molding, saved me some time in my video. So same thing, I'm gonna start on this end. So I'm gonna cut about 5/16 of an inch down. Putting molding sometimes kind of tricky, so if you're not really good at it, I would highly recommend you just get a glass and keep trying many different ways at one time. Okay. So now it's time to apply my urethane. See, all the timings are working perfectly with the time that I gave for the primer to flash. Since this is one of those that I could go on the inside, I just went ahead and went on the inside. Now on the outside. It's important to have the gun at 90-degree angle. Making that line 1. Same thing on this side. Setting the glass frame. Kind of position myself to know exactly where I'm going to be setting the glass. Okay, so time to set the glass. Just easier to put the tape right now, so when I am ready to set the glass, just put the tape over it and be done with it. Okay, so I want to tell you a quick tip when using the Rolladeck. Place this cup close to you. You don't want to put it too far out. You want to put it, I mean, if you're sitting it from the driver's side, you would want to do that. Same thing if you're on the passenger side. You don't want to put this suction cup too far away from you. Making sure my moldings are okay. The reason is you want to have your hand to be long enough for you to hold it. Say it's a little windy, even if it's a little right here, make sure you see it, that it's lining up correctly. Same thing on the top, on the side, and the top right before you set. Right there. Go ahead and set it. Same thing on this other side. You can see how it's nicely aligned. Just lift it up, push it up. You can see how it's nicely aligned on this side too. Now when removing the Rolladeck, do not lift up the glass up. You do not want to do that. So what you want to do, you want to hold the glass right where it is. Loosen this up. Make sure you have enough clearance to be able to slide it down. You can see how it moves. So just slide it down all the way down. Let the glass set. Do not lift up the glass when you're ready to set the glass down. You're not supposed to do that. So just unscrew it and slide the tool down side to side. And you see how simple it was using that Rolladeck. I want to give a shout out to my friend Dan. from Rolladeck. So let me show you what it looks like with a proper setting. So I just come down here, slightly push on my glass. You see that nice line, just like the factory. You see that VIN number perfectly aligned. Just molding up my molding. You see how it's giving me a nice look, just like it had it before, the way I cut it, so that it's all the way along this top molding. I'm here on this side. Put back the rear view mirror, also because my gloves are clean. Okay, make sure it's nicely in there. You want to push on that molding so that it goes under the glass correctly. It's a lot easier to put it on than to take it off. So leave this corner in like that. Come over to this other side. Plug it in. Right there in the middle, they usually kind of get stuck a little bit. By just patiently putting it on. So there's these guides right here underneath, and it tells you where it's supposed to be. You could kind of hear it clip once it's in there. You hear that clip clicking? That's the molding going in. This one's actually say driver and passenger. These little clips pull out the plastic screw as much as you can out. This molding, you have to be careful because it kind of goes behind the molding, so you don't want to push the molding off the glass. So it's important to see when you're putting it, where are you putting it. Same thing with this other end. Slide it back, keep an eye on your molding. All right, so that's it for the installation. I want to thank everybody that takes the time to watch my videos. I hope you picked up a few new techniques here and there, and you liked my videos. Thank you. God bless.